welcome to today's episode of TabCast. I'm your host Tanya, and I'm thrilled to have with us a truly inspiring guest today, Miss Mona Abuzier. She's an agribusiness consultant dedicated to empowering women and youth in agriculture. Mona has been at the forefront of bridging opportunities, building capacity, and guiding the next generation of agripreneurs. Mona, it is such a pleasure to have you here today. How do you feel?
At the first, thank you so much for this wonderful conversation and for giving me the chance to share my journey and vision in agriculture sector. I'd love to leave with everyone my journey. I am founder AgriNoxu. In AgriNoxu, we're working on capacity building and recruitment for youth and women in agriculture sector. I think women and youth they have a power to transform the food system, and every small steps will give us any innovation to any young women and or youth who listening for us. I encourage them to start like something in agribusiness and believe in their power and they try to search about opportunities, and I think the world will help them. I am deeply grateful for this invitation and look forward to seeing more women and youth leading the future of agribusiness. Thank you.
Oh, that is great. Thank you for that good kickstart. But Muna, I also want to understand from you what inspired you to focus on empowering women or youth in agribusiness sector. I mean, I would love to hear what was your passionate moment.
Honestly, it's come from my own journey and my background. I am agronomist, also live in rural area. I always seen how agriculture is the big opportunities and how it's very important to the world because the security of food. Uh, I have a good knowledge in this sector, yet women and youth rarely had a real seat on the table of agriculture business discussion. Also, they have a good idea and they have power and energy, but no one gives them the space to discuss this and how to get the resources. That's why I created AgriNox to build an ecosystem which helps women and youth don't just practice but to lead innovation and shape the future of agribusiness.
Hmm. Well, that is a powerful motivation, Mona, and I love how personal experience of yours has translated into a wider mission. It really sets the tone for the kind of impact that you're making through your business. Now, one of the things you often talk about is bridging the gap between talent and opportunity. That is a powerful way to put it. And so, in your opinion, what are the most common gaps that you are noticing in today's agricultural sector?
Look, when I decided to build our platform AgriNoxo, we think to be one-stop shop platform collecting with e-learning opportunity, also interactive learning and opportunities of employment in a
Hmm?
MENA region. We have three gaps in this sector. At the first, young graduates leave university with theory. They learning theories in agriculture sector, but not have a real practice or digital skills
Hmm.
matching with digital transforming today.
Hmm.
Also, women in agriculture do amazing work, but their stories and the impact are often invisible.
Right.
We in Agrinoxo, we work every day to bridge those gaps between job seekers and the companies and the farmers who seek about talented people. Also, encourage women with initiative Girinista. We have initiative Girinista, which focus on trying to help women to create agribusiness.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. And also, sometimes it's not just about lack of talent, but also about how to access and how to visibly identify the kind of talent that we need. So, you come from a strong HR and business consulting background, which is a bit different from the typical agri pathway that we know about. So, how has that shaped the way you design training programs for future agribusiness leaders or future agripreneurs who are trying to come into the business?
I have more 20 years working in HR background, and I'm also, as I said before, I am agronomist. So I'm collecting with the experience and the knowledge in HR experience and knowledge in and experience in the and agribusiness.
Hmm.
It is my consulting side helps me to analyze the gaps in the labor market and trying to create a design solution. So when I create AgriNoxo, it's not just about series, but it's about how to prepare young people with leadership, with financial literacy and soft skills. They don't get a job, they build a career path and even become employers themselves.
Yeah, that's I think a great ideology, Mona, and coinciding it with your passion of agriculture, as you mentioned that you're also an agronomist since so many years now. I think it's also very empowering to see how it is very important, and you understand the kind of niche, the kind of training programs, the requirements. There's all of these young women or young children, young professionals who need to be hired for these roles. So thank you for sharing that. Now let's talk about women entrepreneurs specifically. We know the food system space is full of opportunities, but it also comes with barriers of itself. From your experience, what unique challenges do women face in entering and thriving in the food entrepreneurship space?
Okay, I think in our countries, women face post culture and structural challenge. Many times, society question the role in agribusiness, while at the same time they lack access to land. It's a
Hmm.
very limited access opportunity. Also, limited access to finance, and
Hmm.
they didn't have how to create their business, what the management
Hmm.
and how to lead their business. So I have seen over and over again that women, when given even a small chance, they will be could create a build and business that are more resilient and
Right.
more community driven and often more sustainable than I am anyone expected. They
Absolutely. And
just
I
give a chance and how to help them um, and show the right way for him.
hmm. Yeah, I think I think you're correct here, and even I hear this often that it's those invisible barriers, be it cultural, financial, or structural, that make the difference for women entrepreneurs to thrive in this area. And also shining a light on them is the first step in order to push towards their empowerment in the business line. So I think great insight on that. Now, something else you also focus on is sustainable recruitment, Mona. And honestly, that's a term we don't hear much often every day in the agriculture sector. So, what does that look like in practice? What should we understand from that?
Uh, I will take about success story for a young women.
Hmm.
worked with us with a program training in roof garden farm in Cairo. At the first, people outed from this story how you could start a business in farming on the roof. But after mentorship and training with experts and practice in physical visits in farms, she could to build their own startup to build farming on roof in organic food and then supplying it to restaurant which working on organic food and hotels. She has now a brand known a brand in Egypt, and she be of the one leading young women in agribusiness.
Wow, that's an incredible story, and I think stories like that really show how resilience and the right support can completely change someone's trajectory when they're trying to, let's say, start with a new business or a new venture. Especially now that you're focusing on agriculture, it's a very dynamic field. So I'm sure that successes like that really makes an impact in the community as well. And of course,
Sure.
partnerships are also a big piece of the puzzle. From your perspective, Mona, what role do strategic partnerships play in expanding opportunities for women in agriculture? Are they playing a central role, or are they somewhere in the middle?
My strategic partnerships, we make partnerships with universities to reach the students and the fresh graduate. Also, we create impact we want, but when we partnerships, we also partnership with banks. um to learn the students and the fresh graduates and our segments how to access to finance. Also, we modernize agriculture education with NGOs and with embassies in Egypt. I think we make collaboration with Netherlands embassy to reach our communities and the private company to create employment opportunities to turn idea into ecosystem.
Hmm. Yeah, I think exactly that was my idea as well. Partnerships create the multiplier effect for everybody. No single organization can solve it all. But when people come together, the opportunities they grow exponentially, especially if you're going to universities, you're partnering with student bodies and other private organizations. So I think that really marks for a very result-oriented impact. So kudos to that, Muna. Now,
Yes, because I think no one can work alone.
exactly.
We need to build partnerships
It's
to
very
create
important.
achievement.
Exactly. Now, let's zoom in on the next question, Mona. If you think about young agripreneurs coming up today in today's world, what are the most important skills or maybe even mindsets that they need to cultivate in order to thrive in the business?
Um, the most important skills.
For young agripreneurs or those who are
Yes,
recently coming in the.
for me, three things stand out.
Hmm.
At the first, adaptability or agility, because agriculture is changing fast with climate change and the market and economy. Second, a digital first mindset. Since agri-tech data and e-commerce are reshaping everything in agriculture sector. The third is driven leadership.
Hmm.
I think it's very important because young people need to see agriculture not just as a business, but
Hmm.
it's a mission to feed the world and the communities to solve a real change which impacted by climate change.
Exactly. I think I couldn't agree more with you, Mona. The mindset wherein you're being adaptable, resilient, and open to learning as much as having a technical knowledge is a big part of developing as a new agripreneur or a new entrepreneur, women entrepreneur in this business. So I think our thoughts are alike in that. So finally, wrapping up with something practical. If a young woman is listening to us right now and she's dreaming about starting her own venture in food systems and agriculture, agribusiness, what is the one piece of crucial advice that you as an expert would give to her?
So my advice to a young women and youth also, don't wait the for perfect condition. Start now. Start now. Learn and learn and learn. Trying and trying and trying. Asking helping from expert and other. I think you will get who will advise you and keep learning and trust in your vision and trust in your power and yourself. I think agriculture sector needs your voice, your innovation, your startup to start now. And the food system of tomorrow will be stronger if women like you and other youth are leading it.
Yeah, I think that's such a powerful takeaway, Mona. And I think everybody who listens to this would be able to take that first step confidently, knowing that they are there and these are some of the kind of skills and some of the mindsets that they need to bring forward in order to take their dream of being a woman or a youth entrepreneur in the agribusiness world. So that was a really insightful conversation, Mona. This has been such a rich conversation. Thank you for sharing your journey, your insights with us on TabCast. I'm sure a lot of our listeners are walking away with both inspiration and some very concrete advice once they listen to this. I hope you had a good time, and if you had to give a message away, what would that be?
Thank you so much for this wonderful conversation and for giving me the chance to share my journey and vision. I am deeply grateful for this invitation, and I look forward to seeing more women and youth leading the future and shaping the future of agriculture. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I believe all of our listeners who enjoy this episode would keep the conversation going, would develop in the agribusiness world, and keep cultivating for change. Thank you so much.
Thank you.